The night the lion raised his voice. There's a kind of anger we're taught to fear, not because it's violent, but because it's honest. It's the anger that doesn't explode, it stands. Welcome to the Lion's Tavern, my friend. Tonight, the tavern has appeared along the rain-soaked harbor of Lisbon, Portugal. The Atlantic wind carries salt and old songs, and the city hums with a softness that hides centuries of endurance. Alex mentioned earlier that the air here always smells like things that survived. I think that's why we're here, because tonight is about the kind of anger that isn't destruction, it's protection. And the night I finally raised my voice. The tavern was quiet that night. Not empty, just restrained. Candles flickered low. The windows rattled softly with the wind, and the fire burned steady, patient. Alex moved behind the bar, setting mugs down without speaking. He's very good at sensing when silence matters. The man who entered carried himself carefully, not weak, restrained. His shoulders were tight, his jaw locked, his eyes scanning the room as though expecting permission to exist. He sat near the hearth, hands folded, posture polite to the point of pain. I've seen this before. People like him aren't angry, they're compressed. What brings you in tonight? I asked. He hesitated. I don't get angry, he said quickly, as if it were a confession. I nodded slowly. That's rarely true, I replied, but it's often learned. He told me how he'd always been the calm one, the mediator, the steady presence others leaned on, how he swallowed frustration so rooms could stay peaceful. They say I'm strong, he said, but I feel invisible. He smiled, the kind that apologizes for existing. And that's when I noticed it. The anger wasn't gone. It was standing guard. Before we go further, my friend, if you've ever been praised for being easygoing while quietly erasing yourself, take a moment to like this video or leave a word below. This story may be speaking your language. Anger gets blamed for a lot of damage it didn't cause. I asked him something simple. What happens when someone crosses your line? He blinked. I don't have lines, he said. Ah. I leaned forward, voice low. Then your anger has been working overtime, I said. He frowned. I thought anger meant I'd failed. No, I replied. It means something you care about was threatened. The fire cracked softly. Alex glanced over, said nothing, but placed a fresh mug within reach. Small kindness, reinforcement. I told the man a truth few hear growing up. Anger is not the opposite of compassion. It's compassion's boundary. The problem isn't anger. The problem is unspoken anger. When you never raise your voice, I said, your body starts doing it for you. He swallowed. I'm afraid if I let it out, he said, I'll become someone I don't recognize. I nodded. That fear, I said, means your anger is protective, not cruel. I stood then, not abruptly, not dramatically, but firmly, and for the first time that night, I let my voice carry. Anger does not make you dangerous, I said. Silencing it does. The room didn't tense, it settled. Because truth spoken calmly doesn't break things, it anchors them. The man's eyes filled. No one ever told me I was allowed to be angry, he whispered. I smiled gently. They just benefited from you not being. Later, another patron appeared. Loud, dismissive, careless with words. He spoke over the man by the fire, mocked him lightly, the kind of small cruelty that hides behind humor. I felt it then. Not rage, not fury, clarity. I stepped forward. My voice wasn't loud, but it was unmistakable. That stops here, I said. The room went silent, not because I threatened him, but because I meant it. The patron faltered, muttered an apology, and moved on. The man by the fire stared at me. You didn't yell. No, I replied. I didn't need to. Protective anger doesn't scream. It stands its ground. He sat taller after that. Not defiant, just present. When he left, he paused at the door. I think I know what my anger is for now, he said. I nodded. It is there to keep you, not control you. Outside, Lisbon's harbor lights shimmered like quiet witnesses. The tavern would move on soon, but something in him had finally stayed. My friend, anger isn't the villain of your story. It's often the guard at the gate you were never taught to open. If you've been afraid of your anger, ask yourself gently, what has it been trying to protect? If this story helped you see your anger differently, consider subscribing to the Tavern. New stories arrive when they're needed most. The fire stays warm, the door stays open, and some nights the lion raises his voice so you don't have to lose yours. One of the things that I truly love the most about these videos is taking a moment to reflect on them and to see what my take is on it. You see, I'm much like the man in this video. In real life, I mean. I really don't get angry, and much like Lion, I don't raise my voice often. I think I can count on one hand in the last 10 years, and that would be about it. I really don't express it all that much, but I will protect my friends. I will protect my family. We have to protect what is sacred to us. That's what anger does. It gives you a bit of a fuel to put your foot down, set your boundaries, and make sure that your line is in the sand. We all need a line in the sand. I can't stress that enough. If you are the kind of person that hasn't figured out what boundaries are, you should learn them. If you need counseling to do so, there are excellent counselors out there that can do it. But having boundaries and knowing what your line is, will help your life be easier. But until next time, I just wanted to say, have a lighter heart if you can. Smile more and frown less. That is the secret of life, my friend. Take care of yourself and be well.